afternoon and welcome to another edition of Youth Agri-talks. Today our guests are Jane, Malcolm, and Respect. They are all students here at Earth University.
You are very welcome, Malcolm and Jane, as well as Respect. Today we have a topic on rebranding agriculture as a career. So we just want to know their perspectives on agriculture. How do you view agriculture, guys? As a career, as an occupation, or as a job?
Thank you very much for Kate and Precious for hosting us on this noble idea and initiative that will go a long way in sustaining our agriculture all over the world. I think the problem with agriculture, a lot of young people don't want to be involved because it's more of like a cultural issue. When we were growing up, we were told, no, we need to go to university, you have these high-class degrees, go into the white-collar jobs. And we were told agriculture is for the less educated, the less intelligent, and also for the retiring age. But we later on realized that agriculture is the mainstream mainstream activity in most countries, especially here in Latin America and also in Africa. Then the issue lies with policymakers. The issue lies with almost everyone to motivate young people, to show young people what is in agriculture, what are the potential opportunities, and what are the benefits of them taking part in agriculture.
Okay, so if agriculture is not meant for the uneducated one, the less intelligent, or if it's not a cultural or traditional activity, so what does it mean like to be in the agricultural sector as a student or as an individual in the society? What does it really mean? Is it really mean spending the whole day in the farm, gardening, or any other activity in the agriculture? What does it really mean?
I think agriculture, it takes passion, it takes information, it takes skills, and it also takes encouragement from your parents, from your friends. I think agriculture is just like any other profession. You can talk of medicine, you can talk of accountants. All we need to do is we need to take agriculture from a professional angle, from just like in other profession, just like in other job.
I think people need to see the importance of agriculture as well, because us all as humans, we have to eat, right? It's probably one of the most important aspects of life. But I feel like going into the agricultural field, it's more of a lifestyle choice, right? You kind of commit, like there's so many aspects of agriculture that it's not all going to the farm 12 hours a day, doing hard work. Even though, you will have to, that's part of it. It's part of growing food as well as having to work a little bit. But when it comes to really being part of a professional agriculture profession or job or community, it's more than just the work, because nowadays it's more about the economics, the design, the way it socially involves many different parts and many different social sectors. I feel like once people visit or they'll see like curriculum for agriculture, they'll see that it's more than just or that it's actually as professional as any other degree, right? And it involves many different sciences like chemistry, biology, physics, a lot of math. And so I feel like it's very misunderstood, I guess.
Okay, so here we have heard that agriculture is not all about going to the field. It's a broad area of specialization. We have managers, we have market researchers, we have soil scientists, we have scientists in general, and a lot of departments to participate in like any other science subject. So, what should be done to encourage or to involve youth in agriculture as a career or an occupation?
Um, as far as my fellow leaders have said, agriculture we have to consider it as the most important thing in our lives, because even those people who works with the different careers, they all depend on agriculture. No one can live without the source from agriculture. So I could advise that we have to consider agriculture most than everything, because it is not just like maybe working as others think, like we only work in the fields. Other people they work, that is just some practicals, but they have some nice positions which they work in offices, like in medical, entomology, in other different organizations where they work. It is not only by going to the fields.
I feel like as well, I feel like when someone chooses a profession or chooses to go in a direction with their life, you have to see, I guess, into the future and tell yourself, like, where do I want to be, or what do I want to help, right? What's my goal? And I feel like when you think of agriculture, your goal is you're essentially providing food and nutrients for people in the world, right? Whether they be starving, whether from your own community or from a different community, we're all humans, right? And on top of that, the production of it, you have to figure out ways to do it so it's the most efficient, but also the best for the environment, the best for the whole world, right? Because it is like a whole global issue.
Okay, so from Malcolm's view, agriculture can be a business opportunity. As we know, everyone, we want to eat, so we must participate. It's not only for those located in rural areas or those uneducated, but it's I feel like it's our responsibility to enlighten one another on agriculture. Like for example, like now the unemployment rate of youth is increasing year per year, so there is another opportunity of jobs, of employment in agriculture. I don't know how Precious feel that.
Okay, before Precious can, I also want to add something. I think the issue around agriculture, so like I said earlier on, it also involves government policy. Look at an example of Nicaragua and Costa Rica. Nicaragua government have got agricultural orientation towards food security, only feeding the people. But Costa Rican agricultural policy is towards exportation. It is entrepreneurial, business oriented. So I think in Costa Rica, a lot of young people can be attracted to get into agriculture because it is entrepreneurial. They can make a living out of it. But when government policies favors only food security and subsistence farming, it is difficult to engage young people into agriculture. So I think the answer lies in taking agriculture as a business. Go to Africa, the whole of African governments, they take agriculture just for subsistence, irregardless of the potential, the resources, and the capacity of the people from Africa to take agriculture as a business, develop the economies, and get young people involved.
Well, I think all the youth out there, their question is, how do we rebrand? How do we go through the whole process of rebranding and envisioning agriculture as a business? How are we going to do that?
I think it takes institutions like Youth University. I think Youth University is one kind of an university in this field, which have got the answer to your question, Precious. Here we are being told not to be agronomists, but we are being told to be entrepreneurs. We are being told to be business people. So I think if a lot of universities in Africa can tap on into the model of Youth University, how they view agriculture, how they are preparing us as leaders of change, I think we can have a lot of young people taking part in agriculture.
Okay, in addition to that, I think we have like to introduce schemes which motivates agriculture in schools. Also, we can use technology like to rebrand the image of agriculture, because for example, for someone located in an urban area, to tell her or him about agriculture. They don't know these things of agriculture. But if we have like television programs dishing agricultural experiences to the youth, they can get the knowledge. They can know that agriculture is not all about farming. Also, we can use those people who are excelling in agriculture, who are making it as example, like let's publish their stories to the world. Also, like we don't want to do agriculture the way our fathers or ancestors did it, you see. So like people, they don't want to get like dead hands in the field. They don't want to wear tattered clothes, going to the field, spending the whole day digging. I think we can introduce like technology, and those like who can be able to help can help with technology, so that we can mechanize agriculture and it will appear attractive to many youth.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
I personally think that even though those ideas are nice and they could work, I feel like the best way to really get someone passionate about it is not just making a movie or not just making a TV show about it, but more like in the school systems, maybe take them to farms, right? Or have them investigate when they're eating their food during the day, have them investigate or realize where does that food come from, right? Because once they see where it comes from, they see that not only is it a big industry, but also they just know more about something that's so important in their life, right? And it might get a few people on there, but I feel like although technology is a great step and it's a great tool for agriculture, it's not exactly the future of agriculture. It's not what agriculture is going to be because it's just a tool for it, right? Agriculture happens in the soil, it happens in the earth, right? And I feel like for someone to be passionate about agriculture, they have to also realize that it's a lifestyle. It's part of being human, right? If you want to grow food, you have to get your hands dirty. But, you know, we have technologies, we do have new ways of doing it where it's not like you have to be there for 12 hours. It's something where you, I feel like when you put the work into agriculture and you see what you're getting out of it and you see that you're feeding people, you see that you're changing the world, it makes it worth it, right? And if you lead a good community around it and everyone is fairly paid, everyone works fair hours, they're not doing anything that's affecting their health, I feel like that's something that people can have pride for.
Yeah, so in addition to that, we can, youth must be given access to finances, because like there are some now in the field, but they are lacking financing and they are not gaining much from agriculture. So from there, if I see my fellow in the field working but gaining less, I can lose interest. So I think it's the best way, like to channel funds to youth who are passionate in agriculture to pursue their dreams, also for them to start projects and earn a living from that.
Yeah, it's like to add on to what you are saying, forget. It's not only about finance. Like myself, I'm a young farmer. I faced a lot of challenges to set up my farm in Zimbabwe. Like, I don't know with other countries, but in Zimbabwe, we have a finance gap, like what we said. And also as young people, we don't have information. So there's an information gap. Young people need to be informed about agriculture, need to be informed about where we can get markets, need to be informed where we can get all the resources that we need to use in agriculture. And also there is a skills gap. We don't have the technical skills. We don't have the entrepreneur and business skills. And also in addition, we don't have sustainable markets. Yes, you can have local markets, but they cannot sustain our operations. They cannot sustain scaling up of our projects. So, and also lastly, there's an energy gap. We also need to use smart energy, the solar energy, the biogas, and the wind energy. But for us as young farmers, it is difficult to get. So I think our governments and other development partners and all the stakeholders in the agricultural sector needs to make sure all these gaps are closed for young people to have free access to agriculture.
Yeah, I feel like in a lot of communities and a lot of countries, it's very much a government or policy problem. Because I feel like at the end of the day, there's a lot of kids out there, right? There's a lot of young people who want to farm or they want to go to school for something that involves agriculture, but maybe they just never thought that they could, or never thought that someone would fund them to go to a school to learn how to work in the dirt, because that's what they think of it, right? And so I feel like government policies kind of have to give more importance to it, I feel like, and show it as more than just a chore, I guess.
Okay, so from this conversation, I think we have helped a lot, and we are keeping on having such talks. Thank you so much for listening to us. Agriculture is the way to go. As the population is increasing, there is the need to feed that population, and agriculture is not all about spending the whole day in the farming or gardening. In agriculture, there are a lot of opportunities. Agriculture itself is a business, so we can take agriculture at a business level. So let's try to motivate our counterparts to take part in agriculture, and we are strongly convinced that agriculture can offer a more reliable career and occupation to anyone interested in it.